Hi everybody, it's Jana from the blog Lucy and Matilda, and you're here back in my kitchen for another episode. Now today we're going to talk about kefir, which is actually supposed to be called kefir, but nobody really does. So kefir is like a yogurt, only a drinkable yogurt type consistency, and it has 3 times the probiotics that yogurt has. So I think it's much better for you, and it's very, very easy to make, and we're going to show you how to do that today. Okay, to make your own kefir at home, you're going to need some wide mouth mason jars. You don't actually need these, but I like to use them because they are easy to use because of the wide mouth, and they're easy to wash out. You're going to need a funnel and a strainer and just a bowl and some lids. I like these ball leak proof lids. They're easy to use and they're great on the wide mouth jars. Okay, so we're gonna take off our lid and put the strainer on top of the bowl. And I'll show you here what it kind of looks like. It's kind of just a bit jiggly. Now this one I left a little longer than I usually do because I wanted to make this video. So basically I'll show you kind of how it looks when it's coming out. It doesn't really look that appetizing, but once it's strained, it's nice and smooth, and I have clean hands. So what I'm gonna do is just see how it's coming out. I just kind of roll my fingers around. I grab the kefir grains and hang on to them. There's no chance that they'll go through the holes because they're kind of stuck together and they are too big to go through these strainer holes. So I'm gonna move the camera here and let you have a look at what the kefir grains look like close up. So here's the kefir grains close up. They almost look like tapioca. Now, about this much will go in a jar, and it takes about 24 to 36 hours. Now we're in Alberta and it's wintertime right now. So yeah, about 36 hours is good. Anyway, I'm going to put them in my jar, the next jar, and I'm gonna wash my hands and I'll be right back. So now we're gonna pour our kefir into a clean jar and put a lid on it, throw it in the fridge. So I'll use this because I tend to make a mess. See how it's quite liquidy, which leads me to what we're going to do with it today. We're gonna make a smoothie. Now, the smoothie that I make is delicious. It's got frozen raspberries, banana, and honey in it, and my family loves it. So I'm gonna put this one in the fridge. I'll show you how to set out your new kefir batch, and then we'll make our smoothie. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the kefir that I made a couple days ago, and I've had it in the fridge. So I'll set that aside for our smoothie, and I'll show you how. I mean, it's so simple. All you do is just add whole milk. Most people might like to use organic milk, but I couldn't readily find it at the grocery store this time, so I'm using whole milk that's just regular, and it turns out just fine. So 3.25% milk. And just pour it in straight from the fridge. You don't have to warm it up or anything. Pour it in on top of your kefir grains, right up to the shoulder of the jar, and use one of the plastic lids. Now I forgot to tell you that kefir is acidic. It does not like metal. So I think Just to be on the safe side, use plastic or glass whenever you're working with kefir. So my strainer was plastic, my jars are glass, my lids are plastic. So I'm just gonna twist this on enough, enough where it won't come off, but there's some air, the air can be released and go in a little bit, and then I just set it aside. Okay, so we've got our delicious smoothie, which is very healthy and full of probiotics, which are great for your tummy. And we'll just dump in your kefir first. Woo. Use the whole jar that you've made. Now you can definitely cut this recipe in half if there's just 1 or 2 of you, but I'm feeding at least 4. So this makes 6 to 7 cups of smoothie. And then we'll put our bananas in, which are great for sweetening and add a bit of potassium. You can really add any fruit you want, but you know, generally bananas in a smoothie are a good base, a good start. So then we're gonna put in about a cup of frozen raspberries. This is our family's favorite right now. So if you can't find frozen raspberries, then use frozen strawberries or frozen blueberries or blackberries. We've even used pineapple, I think. Frozen pineapple or frozen mango. So the raspberries are definitely a favorite. Now about 3 to 4 tablespoons of honey. Because your kefir is quite tart, you're going to need a little bit of honey in there. And divided by 6 or 7 cups, 2 or 3 tablespoons or 3 to 4 tablespoons is not much sweetener. And it's a natural sweetener, so you don't have to feel too bad. And we'll just wait for the honey to come out. And honestly, I don't even measure. So just kind of judge it by eye, and it always turns out. Okay, so let's go over to my blender, and we'll blend it up. Okay, let's try it. Looks great. It's the perfect smoothie. Okay, so I hope I taught you something new, and don't be afraid to try this. I got my kefir grains from a local lady who I trust. I think I bought them for $5 because they do multiply. So she used her multiplied kefir grains to sell off. Now I did look on Amazon, and you can buy like a bag of kefir grain, like dehydrated kefir grains, and you can start them on your own, and they're only like $10. So it's a great little hobby or a little science experiment to do in your kitchen during the cold winter months when there's nothing else to do. Okay, I'll see you guys another time. Bye-bye.